So this dish, the watermelon skin and mushroom curry, actually this dish is inspired and dedicated to chefs. So the watermelons is Thailand. I'm going to be using tamarinds, which is the sarin aging for laksa in Penang in my curry, and the Kerala's influence is the cinnamon sticks here. So this is something that comes from Kerala, and the other things which come from Kerala are these black peppers. Peri chili pepper is the best one, but black pepper is the other star today. So cinnamon, black pepper, and cardamom. These are the three stars for the flavors in terms of aromatics, which I will be putting in this dish. But cinnamon, cardamom, and black pepper, that's the spice mix which we'll make. And then there's the tamarind, and then there's the coconut from Thailand, and obviously the watermelons. So let's start. I've given you the idea behind it. So what we'll do is we'll first start with the watermelons. We'll start preparing them. So this is the green part of it. We obviously this is obviously inedible, but this is the fleshy white part. Now this has a lot of water content in it. This is good, and in fact Google tells us that this has got a lot of vitamin B, vitamin C, and obviously a lot of fiber. So this is good. What you want to do is obviously after you use the red part, a little bit of the red remains, that's alright, but you want to use the white part. So on the chopping board, just gently just peel it off and use the white part. And this is what it looks like. I've got a little bit of the red parts too, that's okay. And they've just been cut into small wedges. You can change the shape if you would like, but basically small pieces. And these have to be simmered at least for 20 minutes in the curry so that they become a little tender and they pick up the flavor. So this is something I've done. And the other parts that we're going to be using are the mushrooms. Again, mushrooms is one of my favorite ingredients, and what I like to do with them is to keep them intact in terms of the shape. So I have got some medium-sized mushrooms. I'm going to quickly slice them fairly thick, about 4-5 slices out of each, to make the spice mix. So what I'm going to do is quickly roast some spices, and again don't go by quantity just yet, but the idea is basically to just make a dry mix of some spices. So bay leaves go in. I'm making a slightly large portion because this can be used in many places, this masala, and so this masala is going to be grinded. Black pepper. I've got star anise. This is a very strong spice, so you want to use just a little bit. This is sweet, but at the same time it's quite heady if you use too much of it. So I'm not going to put too much, just half a pinch, just a small bit. And then coriander seeds. These also, when they're ground, they actually help thicken our curry. So that's a good thing. Soft fennel seeds and green cardamom. That's going to give it some nice fragrance. Cumin. This is pretty much the same as the amount of cumin, amount of soft we have put in, and a small stick of cinnamon. This goes in. This has to be just dry roasted. So do our rocket science in this. This will take a minute or two without any oil, and I'm going to grind that in a mixer. Whenever you have dry masalas like this, you want to keep them covered. So always have an airtight container. So that goes in, and our cooling prop fits in here. Alright. Give it a nice jiggle, make sure all the bigger pieces are. Yeah, I think that's pretty smooth. Onions, this is one onion which I have cut into big chunks. I'm going to put this in. I have not even washed the container, doesn't matter because this is all going to get cooked together. So one onion goes in. I'm going to do this in 2 lots. And the other good ingredient that I love from the kitchen is coriander roots. Now Indian food, we don't cook coriander roots too much.
Stems.
Yeah, the stems, sorry. So we kind of throw them away, which is, it's almost like a sin. They have so much flavor. And then we've got garlic. This goes in. I'm doing it in 2 batches. And ginger, I haven't even peeled them. I washed it, but I haven't peeled it because it's all going to get ground. So I've washed it nicely and since we're doing in 2 batches. And the other thing that I love, curry leaves. Just going to add a little bit of water and try and make a nice paste out of this. What we're going to do after this paste is ready, we're going to cook it like you would cook a Thai curry paste or a base. So just giving it a nice stir. I want the paste to be very smooth. I don't want to get in the hassle of straining it, so I'm just being careful to make it an extremely smooth puree. So the next thing that we're going to do is our paste is ready, our spices is ready. Now I'm going to start cooking the curry. So for that I have got this tray which has the other ingredients that I need. You don't have to use this brand of coconut oil. This is something I had at home. So not too much of oil, just about 3 teaspoons of oil to cook this, and then we are going to cook our watermelon skins in them. This should cook for about 10-12 minutes, and then we're going to add the mushrooms and the other things. Again, the base is going to be coconut milk. I've got some coconut milk here. Again, I've just gone by proportion right now. I might have to add a little bit of water to get the consistency right. We'll work on it as we progress. And the other things that I'm going to be using are obviously salt, turmeric, chili powder, and some red chili powder. So those are the other flavorings that we will have. But we start with coconut oil here, and we're going to start cooking our curry paste. The green chilies are they're pretty evident. The curry leaves are pretty evident. All of that is coming through right now as I pour this in and cook this. And just want to not waste any of this. So all this is going to be shaken up and put back into the pan. So the water kind of dissolved, evaporated rather, and now we're going to start putting a little bit of the watermelon. Right. So watermelon go in, and then some water so that the watermelons start simmering in them. That will help us reduce the cooking time and also give them that time to interact with the other flavors in the curry already. So the onion is obviously going to give it some body. That's the base here, that's one onion, and the other things will come in. The spices, we got quite a large amount of spice here, so we'll probably just use a teaspoon of this. That's more than enough because these are very aromatic. They're quite heavy, so you don't want to use too much. So this is going to be stored again, and you can use it in different places. Alright, so this is my watermelon skin curry. I got a nice plate, and this is actually how I would really serve it in my restaurant. One bowl meal which has everything. It's got proteins in it, it's got the carbs, it's got pretty much everything, pretty much covered. And this is really how they would serve it in the streets in Penang, simple plates like this. And what they'll actually do is add a little bit of crunch to it. Let me just wipe the sides and show you how I would love eating this. So peanuts, fried peanuts gives it texture. So use my hands. So this is going to add even a little bit more of protein. Some onions. This is going to add some caramelized onions, add a little bit more sweetness. And I'm going to counter that with a very interesting ingredient, chili oil. So this is the other thing, which is like the last thing that you would put on a laksa. So not too much, just a little bit, and a little bit of greenery also. If you want to put a few spring onions or coriander leaves, but this is how I would love to present you my watermelon skin curry with coconuts, with beans, with tomatoes, all of that with rice. So this is my signature dish, It's beautiful. It's vegetarian. It's vegan, in fact, and it's totally unique. And definitely something that your watermelon is going to thank you for. It's not going to ever go waste henceforth.